Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Apologetically Me. I'm Maggie,
I'm Wanda.
and we're here with an episode about house rules. We're going to be talking about how Wanda and I run our households, what we want for our future, and what our expectations are. But before we get started, Wanda, tell the people what you got going on.
Last night, for the first time, Jordan and I did, what is that app called? Calm? No, Headspace.
Yeah.
Or Headspace. And it was like really nice.
Oh, but it sounds like Headspace is working so far. Let me know how it goes. Keep us updated on this journey.
Yeah. And this isn't like a promo for Headspace. Jordan gets it free with his work. So that's
Oh, that's
why we chose
great.
that. Yeah. Anyways, what's your update for this week?
Oh, what is my update? I don't want to jinx it, but my boyfriend and I are looking at rentals together. We're thinking of moving in together. It's been a journey and a half. We've gone back and forth between the location, because I'm like super indecisive, and yeah, we've gone back and forth on location, whether or not we would keep our cars, pets, that kind of thing. He had a whole, so my boyfriend's like very, very into cars. Like he has two cars, like they're his main hobby and everything. And then I think the other day he was like, I guess if we lived like that in such that busy location, I would have to get rid of my car. We would just have to do the one car. And he was like, I guess we would have to keep your car. It's the most reasonable one. And I was like, whoa, this is a big move. But as he was saying, I was like, no, he's not going to do that. He would never do that. And then afterwards, I guess he went home and had a quarter life crisis, and he made an Excel sheet after work. And he was like, I can picture him right now doing this. And he's just like, I don't know what to do. So anyway, so he messaged me and he was like, hey, I don't think I want to get rid of my cars. I realize they're like my favorite hobby. Like I've put so much time and like passion into it. I love it so much. I just can't. I'll be giving up my identity if I do that. And I was like, I didn't force you to do this. Please do not get rid of your car. I knew you would not. So this has been a real obstacle for us. If we overcome this, our relationship will become stronger.
I think it's so funny that he brought this on to himself,
I know.
went home, reflected on it, and was like, crap.
Why did I
I
say
don't.
this?
Yeah, like, why did I say this? I'm so stressed out now. How do I tell her I feel differently about this now?
It's funny because I was like, oh, I would want to probably go back home every weekend. I want to help out my mom with her store, like want to check in on her. And he was like, oh, yeah, for sure. I'll be closer to my dad. I want to go check in on him too. So how could we do that if we only had one car, sir? He was
Well,
like,
I mean,
you could drive me back to my mom's place. I can get my cars. And I was like, just take a car with you. We'll just pay. We
okay,
can
so
afford it.
he's not bringing both cars.
No, just the one. The one car is like a seasonal car, anyways. There's no point to bring that one.
Is he going to keep the insurance on that car, though?
No, I don't think he has it now. He renews it like when he wants to drive it.
Are you guys getting a house such that you have 2 parking spots?
No, at the moment we are looking at condos. This will be hefty. They include one parking spot, but additional parking is usually like I think $100 a month.
Depending on the place, it could be like $100 to $250 a month.
Yep. So we'll see.
Do some quick math here.
It's a bit pricey, yeah. So originally we were looking at 1 bedrooms, but then we thought it through because we cannot work next to each other. I think I mentioned before, but like he gets annoyed at me when I sing. And I sing lately I have not been singing because like winter sad is real. But he cannot work next to me, and he's like, I feel like we'll get tired of each other really easily. We need some space while we work. So originally I thought I could work in the bedroom, but then I was like, I'm all about separation between church and state. I don't like waking up and staying in the same room. I need to like venture out of my room. Like my room's right behind this door here. Sorry to the podcast listeners. But imagine walking 10 steps and that is my bedroom. Not even 10 steps. 2 giant steps. So anyways, I was like, I think I need like a little office or something. So we decided on a 1+ den. Which is still like not too bad.
Where's he gonna work?
He wants to work in the main area, like next to the big window.
But wouldn't you still be able to hear each other?
Probably. Some places the den has a door.
Okay.
I would work with the door open. He would still have to put up with it.
Imagine, like, in the middle of the day, one of the first days you start working together, he comes over, he closes the door.
Good times.
I get it. Okay, personally, if I ever am working or like Jordan, okay, so both of us, if once I get a job sometime in the future, we will both have a lot of meetings such that we'd both constantly be on meetings all the time, and being able to talk like and focus on what you're saying while another person is talking about their stuff and you kind of hear it in the background and then you get your train, like you lose your train of thought. It's not a good experience.
It is not, but I kind of think about it like if you were back in the office, same thing would happen.
You'd have meeting rooms.
Oh, true. Sometimes I call him from my desk when I'm at.
Wait, so your meeting is like a few steps away and you call into the meeting
So,
from your desk.
My old work, it would be in a different tower, and I don't have a key to get into that tower. Like, my key pass is only for Tower 1, so I would just call in from my desk. And there's like meetings going all around me.
Okay, that's fine. I thought it was literally in the same building, did not want to walk to that meeting room.
Also, I would probably do that. No disrespect to anyone who does that.
Okay, that is fair. I guess, yeah, that is fair. Do you still have to go into the office when?
Yes, I have a hybrid work system. I think it's pretty flexible though. Originally they said March, but they have pushed it to April, and then I think I got another email that we're pushing it to May. Because I do like the city where my work is located. It's like cool, like a lot of Korean food. I love Korean food. I love bubble tea. Okay.
To confirm, you have a place in mind now.
Yes. The place that we're seeing on Saturday is in a central location. Like the place that you and I discussed.
Okay. And you like it?
Yeah, we like it.
Okay. And if the seeing it all goes well and everything, you're probably going to apply for it.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, awesome. 2 things from Jordan that he mentioned this past week when I told him about this that I haven't told you because it just didn't come up. First thing he said was, "Are they looking for a third?" As in third roommate.
That's so cute.
And then the second thing is, I can't believe they're moving in together before we do.
That's so funny.
In reference to Jordan and I versus you and Nick.
This is so funny. I mean, actually, Nick mentioned this. He said, "Can we live with Wanda and Jordan?" I think that'd be cool, right? Because I told him that you had asked we should just get a house where all 4 of us can live, and we'll be far enough that we don't hear each other, so we don't even know the other 2 exist.
Yeah.
He thought that was a great idea. I said no.
Wow. Okay.
I said this would just be a content house. And then I was like, oh, but then our expenses would be kind of big because then I'd be offended if you guys went out for coffee and you didn't ask me if I wanted coffee, and then it'd be like a whole thing. And Nick was like, well, my experience with roommates is that you try not to be friends with them and you just do your thing. And I was like, what? These are already my friends.
It's so funny. I have the same feeling. I think I've talked about this with you, and I think I might have talked about this on the podcast.
I think so too.
I don't like being friends with my roommates because when I come home, it's when I like relax and chill, and like I don't want like forced socialization.
Yeah, that's so funny. Your boyfriend will be there, and then also me, and then also my boyfriend. We don't exist to you.
I'll just be like, oh, they're in the kitchen again. Now I can't go cook because I have to go talk to them. Ooh. But we could also do family style dinners.
Oh, cute.
And more people will eat our baking, so.
This is true.
Yeah.
We could be like to put in a lot more effort to cook though. That's a cook for 3 other people.
I think, I don't know if you're the same way, but when I'm cooking for someone else, I have to put in more effort to do things like properly versus when I'm cooking by myself. And when it's not just cooking for Jordan and there's like other people as well, I feel like I need to cook to an even higher level of standard.
I I agree. Um, when it's just myself, I don't even use like proper utensils and plates and stuff. I'll just eat off a lid if I have to. I'll use a paper towel. I'll eat off that and then use that paper towel to wipe it up afterwards.
At least you're clean.
Minimalist. So, who is your beef or crush of the week?
My beef is more about a general group. For those of you that haven't been following the news in Canada, the biggest thing that's going on right now is the Freedom Convoy protesters. And I thought this was going to be a one and done kind of thing, like over by the weekend that it started. It is still going on, and it's causing a lot of disruptions to supply chains, even more so than before. Like they're blocking like car parts from being sent in. They're blocking off like the border like access from the United States to Canada. Earlier I saw there was children standing in front of the border now to block the transportation of goods. Um why are we not doing anything about these people? Like, I get it, they're white. But please.
I think no one wants to go near them because they're white, unmasked, and no, wait, sorry, not because they're white. I take that back. No one is going near them because they are unmasked and unvaccinated. No one wants that threat.
But also, if this was like, so the comparison that's normally drawn is like Aboriginal protesters were like sprayed down, like shot at with like bead bags and everything, and like immediately jailed. Like, believe it or not, jailed. But this has been going on for like 10, 11 days now.
I don't know why it's causing such a big divide in Canada because this is Canada's capital, and the prime minister is like, I have COVID, I can't do anything. The mayor of Ottawa has spoken out and said this is like disrespectful, it's horrible. But the police, it seems like they don't care. They don't want to enforce anything. And I'm pretty sure like they're breaking a lot of bylaws because there's like a no noise kind of thing and they're honking like 24/7. I saw that the people of Ottawa are like fighting back. And I also see a lot of false news on my Instagram. Like people who I used to be friends with from middle school and stuff are sharing things like, oh, my friend or someone I know went to Ottawa and they said it's super peaceful. Like they don't see any violence. There's just peace and love there. They probably didn't go to Ottawa.
Yeah.
They went to somewhere else.
Yeah. They went to Oshawa.
I would see how you get them confused.
Your beef or crush of the week?
So my beef of the week. So, I've been like casually applying to jobs because, like it's like a cool opportunity. I'm still young. I want to grow, that kind of thing. And there was this job out there and I think I told Wanda about it. It was like downtown Toronto. It seemed like pretty cool. It's for marketing communications, which is my field of work, but it's for a company who I will not say, but they're pretty known. They're like a really big company. Very worldwide. So I do their phone interview. It goes really well. I get along with the recruiter. She's like, okay, I'm going to move your name forward to stage 2. I'll set up a time for us to talk with the hiring managers. They'll want to meet you. You'll meet both of them. You'll probably have to do an assignment, and then it'll be good from there. And I said, cool, sounds good. And she said, heads up, though, it's a very busy time of week. We'll get back to you, but it might take a while. I said, no problem at all. I'm not in a rush. And she went on to say that they're kind of in a rush to fill this position, but they want to take their time to find the right person. And I said, okay, very conflicting messages, but okay, sure. I understand you have to say that. So then a week later, I hear nothing from them. And I'm like, whatever. They said they're busy. They sent an email to me. They said, hey, just wanted to let you know, like, we've passed your name forward to the hiring managers. They're reviewing it. We'll get back to you soon. We're just really busy. And I was like, okay, cool. You kind of confirmed with me on the phone that I was going to move to stage 2. Kind of weird that you just sent an email and not with like a meeting or anything. And then another week goes by. So it's 2 weeks now. And now I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird. Like, not that I really wanted this job, but I would like to know what's going on. And I followed up with the recruiter. And the recruiter says, hey, let's get on a quick phone call. And already I'm like, okay, that's not a good thing. if it's a phone call. And she said, I have some good news and bad news. So, some bad news, unfortunately, they met with a candidate before you. So I guess like their stage 2 was moved up before my even stage 1. And they really like this candidate. They wanted to continue with them through the process. They're doing the assignment right now. They think things are going well. So they're going to offer them the job. And I was like, okay, that was fast. You could have given me a heads up instead of kind of like green-lighting me towards stage 2. Kind of love bombing me there a little bit. And then they said, but good news, there is another job for you that we have available. It's also less money. It's $12K less than what I'm making currently. They're capped at that. They said, I asked them before about learning and development because I'm all for it. And they said they don't really have that kind of budget for learning and development. So I said, I didn't want to be like, fuck you and your plan B. But I said, I am disappointed in this news. I wanted to say in the process, but I chickened out. I said, disappointed in this news. But yeah, you can send like the job posting my way. I will take a look at it. So she sent it to me, and I am not going to look at it. I mean, I did look at it, and it sounded like an okay job. It didn't sound that great, but I'm not going to take it because they wasted my time. Anyways, that's my beef of the week, that company.
I mean, I think it's good on the recruiter. I feel like the recruiter tried their best. Like it was actually, I think recruiting experience wise, like this person did do a good job in the sense that like they told you about next steps. They told you that like you were moving forward. They confirmed with you that you were moving forward. They kept you updated even though it was taking a while. It just kind of put them into a really shitty situation because like the candidate kind of was like, oh, they like this person, so they want to move forward with this person. But I also have never heard of that before.
Me neither.
Where this person hasn't even accepted, hasn't even completed the process. They haven't even been given an offer yet, and they immediately like kick out everyone else.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it's I don't want to say it, but it could be a nepotism hire.
Yeah, or like an internal transfer of some sort.
Yeah, that's what it could be. So I'm not mad at the recruiter. I'm just mad at their processes. And I thought, if this is what the process is like for me, a new person to come in, I don't think I want to stick around for the actual job.
Did they tell you both salaries ahead of time?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Good for them.
Yeah. I mean, they did ask me, and like I see these TikToks where it's like, flip the conversation onto them.
Yeah.
And I asked them, what's your budget actually? Because I'm flexible and I want to make sure that this is a good fit. And yeah, so they told me what the budget was. And I just add on 5,000 more because negotiating. Moving on. Okay, house rules. This is kind of interesting because I live at home with 2 roommates, aka my mother and my younger brother, and it drives me nuts. Wanda, I think Wanda's a house hopper.
Like majority of the time I live with my mom and my dad, but occasionally I will spend some time with Jordan as well.
House hopper.
I feel like house hopper applies like more hopping.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like 50-50 split.
This is fair. I guess when you are... Okay, so my first question. Would you say that you are the primary cleaner in your house?
No. In either houses.
That's funny. I would kind of expect that because you're at Jordan's house. Would it be weird for you to clean? I feel like it would be.
Like I clean to an extent. I don't vacuum because vacuuming requires the whole house. I do dishes. I make food. I help with like the trash and stuff. I help like laundry sometimes. Well, like he does it because I don't know how to operate his laundry machine, but I put my laundry in the laundry machine.
That's funny.
And I help like I help put things away. But like the greater household as like a whole, like things that would affect the whole household, like I don't really do because I feel like that's like not my place.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But at home, Like realistically, I should help my mom clean more. Like at home I do laundry, hers and my laundry. I like help out with like dishes and everything, and like I bring garbage bins in from the curb, and I help her shovel. But everything else she does, because if I were to do it, she would just do it all over again because will say that it's not clean enough.
Oh my. That's so funny. My mom's like that too. If my mom is there at the time when I'm cleaning, she will criticize every little thing that I'm doing wrong and then try to do it herself.
I have my like best example of this is that you know how like there's like dish drying trays? Like the whole point of a dish drying tray is to dry dishes in it. My mom gets angry if I don't immediately put away the dishes and there's too many dishes on the dish drying tray. Even though I just did like a big load of like dishwashing. She'd be like, "No, like why didn't you put these away?" Like I'm like, "That's the whole point of it. It's to dry your dishes. Why would I put away wet dishes?" And then she like just mumbles to herself and puts them away.
That is my mom. She has done that before. She gets a cloth out and starts drying things.
Yeah, same with my mom. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't like that though.
So they're washing all those dishes. I'm done.
Yeah.
Time is served.
Yeah. And it's like most cloths are there's like stuff that falls out of them. Like there's like fibers and stuff that gets onto my dishes and then I ingest those fibers. Nothing is cleaner than air drying your dishes. What about you?
Debatable, but okay.
What? Wait, 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 wait,
Nothing.
whoa, whoa,
Wait,
whoa, whoa.
dishwasher drying, like the
Yeah, like
heating. That
no.
is
What?
like if when you put your dishes in the dishwasher and then like it has that
Oh.
heat function. That is the cleanest option when they put it on like that super hot mode.
But also, if you don't clean your dishwasher regularly, not that clean either.
There's no winning here.
You know what you should do? You should clean your dishes, boil your dishes, and then leave them to dry.
My mom will still find a reason wrong.
She'd be like, okay, time to clean these with a cloth. Are you the primary cleaner in your house?
I would say that my mom and I share that responsibility. I'd say it's like mostly me for like the everyday stuff to make sure like our house doesn't like die. But I think for the nitty-gritty stuff, like I'm not great at cleaning my windowsills. She's pretty on top of that.
Remember the last time we cleaned our windowsills?
Exactly. See, I don't touch that sometimes.
Yeah.
Um or like there's like the fans and like the oven or the stove. She cleans that too. She's like very anal about that. So, it's like she notices the little things and I notice the little things. So together we run a great household. But when I am at my boyfriend's house, then I too take a passenger seat because I'm like, I'm not getting in the way here. Like I just got here. I can't do that. But I think the first time I went to my boyfriend's house, I did wash their dishes because his mom went to bed sick. And Nick had very sore forearms because at the time he hurt his back and that just destroyed his whole body. So I washed the dishes because it was driving me crazy looking at it. Okay, sometimes I'm like a little bit anal about stuff because I used to live with two brothers and they were both slobs. Um, and they would often force cleaning on me. And I think when you live in like actually my dad was there too. So it was my dad, my brothers, and I don't know why I didn't speak up for myself, but it was always the cleaning expectation was on me. After dinner, it was me to clean up, put everything away, wash dishes. And I was like pretty young at the time too. So now like seeing like a bunch of dirty dishes like kind of drives me insane. You know when you're on like the verge of a breakdown and seeing so many messy things makes you want to cry? Yeah, that happens a lot.
Also, your dad and your brother situation forcing you to wash dishes, that is called sexism.
That is sexism. I agree. Um, yeah. Because the expectation was always a girl should know how to clean and do stuff.
I get that all the time. Like from my dad, he'd always be like, "Well, like if you're not going to clean the dishes, who is then?" And it's like it's a female responsibility to cook and clean. And I'm like,
Ugh.
You could have literally, like, you could have worded this as everyone should know how to cook and clean. And it would have
Yeah,
been like,
way better.
fine.
Like at least he could have a way easier job because he only has one child. He could have just said everyone. Then you couldn't call him a sexist. But because he said girls,
Yes.
you fool, Wanda's dad. You could have spun the situation in your favor.
Really could have. Really could have. Yeah. Okay, let's go back and forth. We'll each name one house rule that we'd have in our future household. So you go first, and then I'll go, and then we'll keep going until we run out of rules.
Like if you and I were in this house together, or just like our
Any
future house,
our future house, you
respective.
are like, yeah, our respective separate houses in the future. If you could have everything that you desire,
Ooh. Okay, my first one: no eggshells, tea bags, or any kind of fruit stuff in the sink.
yeah, I mean, I would even just add on to it. Anything that can't be washed down the drain should not
Yes,
be in the sink.
yes, retweet. I don't know why my family does this so much. My mom throws tea bags in the sink, and my brother throws eggshells. And I took a picture of it because I knew he would like go back to say to my mom that I'm going crazy. And he's like, and I was right because I took a picture and I didn't send it to anyone. And I told my brother, like, you need to clean up the sink. It's disgusting. I don't want to take a lunch break and see that I can't get to the sink. And my mom came home and my brother was immediately like, I don't get why Maggie's so crazy. Like, she just started yelling at me about the sink. Like, I don't get what's up her problem. My mom told me, and I showed the picture to my mom. I said, Mom, does this not drive you crazy? There are 5 knives here, and there's eggshells in the sink. No, that's not acceptable. So now, every time I leave a knife on the counter, my brother takes a picture of it. But I think like we all unanimously agreed that like eggshells do not belong in the sink, compost or garbage.
Yeah. I guess I will also my first rule, kind of related to that, is do not put empty cans by the sink. Empty cans go in the recycling bin.
I love that. Although sometimes like I don't get to the recycling immediately and I start up a pile and then I move it over.
Mm. That may drive me nuts. The only time that doesn't drive me nuts is if it's like you have people over, it's like you're not always immediately doing the chores.
Hmm. Okay, my other one. Oh, I have so many to do with the sink. Leaving leaving a okay, so clean sink, but you saw that I washed dishes and everything, and then you add more dirty dishes into the sink right after I just finished.
Yeah, my mom hates that one too.
It drives me nuts because I'm like, you just saw me spending like a very long time slaving over this. My hands are dry, very wrinkly, and then you're just gonna add more. You had so much time to bring it up. Why would you do that to me? It's just disrespectful if you don't wash those dishes afterwards.
How do you feel if you're doing dishes already and someone adds like more dirty dishes to your dish pile?
I'd be like, huh, why'd you do that? But I would wash it.
Would you be more or less upset about that?
I'd be less upset if they did that versus them bringing it up after I washed all those dishes. Unless
Yeah.
they immediately wash those dishes right after. then
I
then it
think
would be okay.
I think the fair assumption is that like if someone's already washing dishes, like I usually like if you bring down like an empty dish, I'll wash it for you because like I assume that if I were to do the same thing, you would wash it for me.
Mm-hmm.
The law of reciprocity. Um, so my second one, also sync related, is do not leave like do not fill the sink with soap and water and leave it for extended periods of time with like dirty things in it. So sometimes when you leave like if you're leaving something to soak overnight, you wake up in the morning and you like touch the water and it's like so oily and so gross and it like stains a rim around the sink because of like the grease and oil from like the pan.
Wow, I don't even fill up the whole sink. I only fill up the pan.
Yeah, me too. If I need something to soak, I'll fill up the pan. But I also don't like leaving like dishes to do overnight
Me
unless I'm
too.
like right about to like go to bed and it was just like a last minute like hasty decision to like grab something. That is the only time and I will immediately do them in the morning.
I would rather stand there and scrub than leave it overnight. I hate leaving things overnight. It's just like, it's so not appealing on my eyes to look at in the morning because it's a sign that I failed the day before. It's past Maggie haunting me. I agree with
Okay.
that.
Third one.
My third one is, oh, it always has to do with sinks. I really hate, okay, when you wash the dishes and you don't wipe up around the sink and you just leave like a
Oh
wet
yeah.
puddle. And even in like, you know how there's like usually two sinks and like there's like that middle part in between and you don't wipe down that part and it's still wet and then you leave a wet sponge in the sink. Oh,
You're way more anal than I am.
but you leave that part wet?
I don't mind if the like I can't have the counter be wet. Um like anything around the sink can't be wet, but if the middle part is like metal and still part of the sink, I don't mind leaving it wet.
It'll stain. It'll get water stains.
Yeah, but like everything gets water stained anyways.
Mm-mm. Don't, nope, don't like it. Wait, what? The wet sponge part, how do you feel about that?
Wet sponge in the sink?
Hmm.
Yeah, I like it's not the worst thing in the world.
No. It smells.
How often do you not change your sponges?
No, we change them, but like you can make a sponge last for a very long time.
I think you're supposed to. There's very porous and very conducive to trapping bacteria.
I think there's like hacks and stuff where you like soak it in vinegar to like clean it.
You're supposed to change it at least once a week.
Once a week? No way. Who can afford
Yeah.
that? No, I disagree. I reject that.
That is so funny.
I
I reject that too. I think that's too much, but that's funny.
I will make my sponge last until I die.
Oh
That's
god.
funny. I just
Bury
replaced
me
my
with my
sponge.
sponge. I'm trying to move away from the sinks.
Okay, it's very hard for me, but I think I'm done.
Okay. Something that is pretty common in Canada, but is a thing that I see a lot in like US TV shows. Not taking off your shoes by the door.
Oh my god, wait. I saw this Twitter article. I have to send it to you. So basically this person had wrote an article and their headline was, "It's very rude of you to assume that your floors are cleaner than my shoes." And people are like, "What the fuck? Like you just walked along the piss-filled sidewalks and stepped in dog shit probably, and you're thinking that your shoes are cleaner than my floors."
There is no world where your shoes will be cleaner than my floors.
Yeah.
Unless you walk on your hands and your shoes have never like stepped out of your house, like they're only household shoes, maybe then.
Oh
Actually,
man.
my mom has a rule that you can't wear slippers on the carpet, so
That's an interesting rule. Like
yeah.
home slippers?
Yeah, home slippers.
Very interesting. So far I'm liking all these rules. I would enact all of them in my household.
I mean, I
Um
think you go a step one level higher than I go.
I really hate it when people don't take out the garbage. Like you see that it's overflowing and you just keep piling on as much as you can to see how much of a Jenga thing you can make. I hate that. Just take out the garbage. It takes 2 seconds.
Yeah. I had a roommate who always used to do that in second year, would never take out the garbage, or replace the garbage bag. And it would just like keep on overfilling it. And eventually you get to a point where you overfill it so much that you can't even like easily take it out of the garbage
Yeah, it's a
without
point of no
everything just
return.
falling out. Yeah.
Ugh. Hate it.
Yeah.
That's your rule.
I second that one. This one's less about like living with people in general, but always I get the choice of which side to sleep on, and that is the one that's usually closest to the bathroom.
That's so funny.
Um, I like to be the shortest possible distance to walk to the bathroom.
Very weird house rule.
Like I think this happened on vacation. Like when we went to LA, when we shared a bed together, I was on the side that was closest to the bathroom.
In
It's not
Vegas
even my
too?
house. In Vegas too, yeah.
Hmm. I don't think I even noticed. I don't think I cared enough.
Yeah. See, most people don't care, but like I care. Because sometimes like rolling out of bed is hard.
You and your child. Get out of my way. You're standing too close to the bathroom.
Hey man, I don't discriminate. It doesn't even have to be my house, my bed rolls.
Related to that note, I really hate outdoor clothes in my bed. On like the outer sheets, it's like, okay, fine. But if you're gonna go underneath the sheets and your clothes were just outside, no. You have to change into your pajamas to be allowed under my covers. Because I think it's gross because you touch so many things on your clothes. You sit down on public stuff. Maybe you sat down at bus seat, restaurants or something. How often do they clean those? You know, you could have ticks or something in them. Change out of those clothes and then you can be in my bed. That is a secret to my heart.
Does that mean that every single time that like before you guys like went to bed or like even though you had something to do afterwards in Montreal that like you guys changed out of the clothes that you were wearing, changed into pajamas, and then when we had to go out again, you had to change back into those same clothes?
Exactly.
Okay. I don't have that rule. I like only if the clothes are dirty. Like only if there's like stains, like if there's like mud stains on them or like something, then yeah. I
Nope.
don't I don't
Outside clothes, gross.
Yeah,
Also,
my mom has that rule.
it's way more comfy to like lounge around in like your PJs, like your sweatpants or like whatever,
Hey
than
man, I don't know
outdoor
if you know
clothes.
this, but my outdoor clothes are PJs.
You have an athleisure style. This is true. It's very comfy, but also
Yeah.
you do have jeans.
Okay, yes, okay. If I'm wearing jeans, I would like to change out of my jeans. But if I'm going out pretty soon afterwards, I probably would
Mm-mm.
not change out of my
Nope,
jeans.
I'm changing out, or I will stay on top of my sheets.
So uncomfortable. Um,
That is the only way.
okay, always put the toilet seat down when you're done. Not like the lid. Like I don't really care. Ooh, actually, the toilet seat one's like kind of like a common thing, so I'm gonna change it. Please do not leave the toilet lid cover down because whenever I see that, I have been burned way too many times by people just like not flushing properly that I will, if I see a toilet seat lid down, I will flush it once again just in case so I do not have to be burned.
I feel that. I feel like my boyfriend's family, they all do that. They all close the lid, and I hate it.
I hate it too. It's too scary. It's like I
I
don't know, like
know.
it's like Schrodinger's poop down there.
You know, it's too hit or miss. I don't know what's gonna
Yeah.
happen. I can't take
Yeah.
that risk.
Mhm.
This kind of goes back to like the wet counter thing. I already use it though.
I was gonna say, I was like, you had literally like 4 rules to do with the kitchen sink, and
This
yet you
one,
can't think of
this
anything
one
else.
is the bathroom sink this time. If you're brushing your teeth, washing your face, there use a cloth, wipe around the counter. It doesn't even have to apply to kitchen sinks. Just all counters, just wipe them down. I have cloths available in all my bathrooms. Mine is a little bit hard to find, so like after a couple weeks when my boyfriend started coming over, I have to remind him like cloth is underneath the sink, by the way. Gotta wipe under. Sometimes he forgets, and then I'm like, okay, gotta wipe. But I know he wipes in his own house because the cloth is like right there on the counter. But I like to hide my stuff.
Okay, so it wasn't like a he doesn't do this. It was just more of like a he didn't know.
He forgot where it was.
Yeah.
To be fair, I do hide a lot of like my stuff because I don't like a lot of like mess on my counter space.
Um, this one's like pretty simple. I think I've said this before. Always refill the Brita when you are done, unless it is exploding.
I like
Then
that
do
rule.
not refill it. Yeah. We both of us have big water bottles. And
Mm-hmm.
like if we don't fill it up constantly, then like one pour is like, well, there's no water for everyone else now.
Exactly. Um, I gave my boyfriend a water bottle for Christmas, like my size, like these bad boys. So, and then he was like, "Whoa, I realized I drink so much water." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know you do because you drink most of my water bottle. How do we share one? Just get your own." But I didn't want to say that to him. So instead, I was like, "Here's a gift for you." But anyways, now I hope he knows he has to fill up the Brita.
Yeah. It's really like funny because he brought a water bottle to like Ottawa and Montreal, but he left it in the back. And the entire time he would drink out of your bottle and then you'd like be out of water and he wouldn't drink out of his.
His tiny ass water bottle. The Swell water bottles, in case you don't know, they're under a liter. You drink them very quickly. And he was like, "This is the water bottle that I first bought myself to kind of like treat myself for getting a full time job and graduating." And his work gave him the exact same water bottle, but black, when he joined. Get bamboozled. Now you have two of them, you don't use them.
Aw, that's so sad.
I mean, it kind of applies for everything, but like when you're coming in from outside, wash your hands.
I religiously do this now.
Okay, cool. We can live together then.
I literally cannot like because of COVID. Like I'm not gonna lie, I did not wash my hands nearly enough
Yeah,
pre-COVID.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like if you don't wash your hands immediately with soap when you come in and you touch other things before you do it, I'm like, no, this ain't gonna work.
Mm-hmm. I think I will still use this even after the pandemic because now I'm like, there's so many gross things. I'm touching so. Why did I handshake people so easily? Why did I so easily hold on to things in the TTC? I will be washing my hands every hour of the day and before I enter my house. It will be germ free.
Before you enter your house, you're gonna have
Before.
a sink outside.
No, JK. Actually, that would be great though, but then I guess that would be a problem because it would get dirty and gross.
Yes, it really would. You gotta
wash my
hose
hands in the
down.
snow.
Oh, gross. It's so interesting seeing the juxtaposition from the kid who ate snow to the person literally cannot go into into the cupboards with outside clothes on.
Yeah. Fun times. It's called growth. It's called character development.
Always wash clothes in cold water, but not in tap cold water, like just cold water, because a lot of my laundry is like athleisure wear, and if you wash it in too cold of water, I don't think that's good for it, but if you wash it in like warm water, also not good for it. So, if you are doing my laundry or if you're doing laundry in my house, it is best to just wash things with cold water.
I didn't know that. Interesting.
Also indelicate.
Yeah. Or just like when in doubt, just don't dry it. I just
Oh,
laid flat.
never dry your clothes. I'm like not all clothes, but never dry your like leggings, sports bras, anything like that if you want them to last.
That kind of sucks. I don't have a lot of space, so really have to sacrifice some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Related to that note, please empty the dryer lint every time because this will prevent forest fires.
House fires.
No, forest fires.
If you live near a forest, then yes. Ooh, also, lint is compostable, so.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah. So, we've been going at this for a while. I will name our final house rule because it seems like there's a lot and they keep coming up. But for my final house rule, it is make sure to put things on the grocery list before they're going to be out. Make sure things don't run out. Make sure you get extra of things such that you can immediately change to the new container if the old container is out.
The don't let things run out one, I'm like iffy about. Because if it just didn't have it, I would just like wait until our grocery thing.
Yeah, but I think that there's like some things where it's like it's an everyday essential kind of thing. So My everyday, like I have certain things that I always have every single day. If you're on the last roll of toilet paper, there should be another bag of toilet paper somewhere in the house. Please do not wait until
I see what you
there.
mean. I was thinking fridge things, but no, I
Oh, yes.
understand now. Necessities like toilet paper.
Yes, it's all like necessities, but also like essential things to you and whoever you live with.
Yes.
Ew, no toilet paper.
Good luck.
So would we live with each other based on these rules?
I think so. I think we'd be pretty compatible living together.
Don't know if
We
I
just won't
think your
share a
rules.
bed.
No, okay, wait. We just won't share a kitchen because that's where the issue is too.
Is it though?
I mean, I think you demand a cleaner sink than I will give you.
It's just the middle part that's tripping you up, isn't it?
It really
It
is
takes
because
like an additional 1 second to just whoop that middle part down.
but because it's like I cannot rationalize it in my brain. I'm not going to do it. And like if doing it is just about making you happy, then it's like it's not enough of a reason for me to do it.
You wouldn't go out of your way to make me happy.
Not in the sense of doing something every single day.
We're breaking up. I don't think we can live together. Our one relationship thing was we have to try to make each other happy. You no longer prioritize my happiness.
But this is like the one thing where it's like I don't agree with you on. Like I don't understand like why it has to be clean. Like if one day you can make me realize why it needs to be clean, then okay, I will do it. But because I can't rationalize it in my brain, you can't force me to do it.
It's like from an angle, the middle part is like part of the counter. Because you see the water lying flat on top.
But
There's
it's
no
a
place
sink.
for it. There's no place for it to drain. It just
But
has to
like
like rely to evaporate, and that's gonna leave like so
but
much
it
grosser
will.
stains.
But like what about in the sink itself? Like what if you just have like a little bit of water driblets around the sides and stuff that like is not going to drain?
That's its own problem.
But but do you care about that?
I guess not. It's just the middle part. It's just why is it so wet? Why can't you? If you're already wiping the counter down, why not just wipe down the middle part too?
Because the material is sink material. So if I were to wipe down the middle of the sink, I might as well just wipe down the entire sink.
Viewers, tell us, viewers and listeners out there, tell us what you think. Would you wipe down the middle part of the sink? Do you think Juan and I should break up over this? Are we not meant to last? Join us next time to see if our podcast will continue.
I would Does Nick know about this?
I should ask him.
Yeah, I feel
This
like
is
that's
an important question. He doesn't really wash dishes though. Again, his forearm thing, but like.
Oh, okay.
Actually, his forearm is better. Why am I washing dishes? Well, he does use a dishwasher for the most part, but for the bigger items, I guess his mom will wash it because they have an agreement in their house that he does everything and she washes dishes.
Oh, okay.
But in my house, I guess he doesn't wash dishes because he helps me put away stuff. Like he will wipe down the tables and stuff, and I will afterwards wipe up the counters and stuff.
Okay. I guess like that's not bad per se. I would like an update. Okay, you know what? Your homework for today is don't tell what you prefer. Just state how do you feel about wiping down the middle of the sink? I will go and ask Jordan and we will reconvene to see what the boyfriends say.
Will this be my deal breaker? Tune in next week to find out.
I guess that's one of the important things with house rules. It's like, are these your deal breakers? Like if someone doesn't do them, like is it going to be like you can't live together, or is it like more of like a how you would prefer things to be?
Ooh, some of them are a huge deal breaker. This middle part one, I don't know. I'm okay. I'll get over it.
Okay, then we can live together.
Ah.
Unless you're going to slowly build resentment, and you're gonna like, I'm gonna do the dishes, and you're gonna come down, and you're gonna be like, oh my God, it's still wet, and you're gonna wipe it up for me, and you're like, God, and then you're gonna do that every single time, and you're like, oh my God, like, why can't she just do it? And then you'll passively aggressively say things to me, and then like one day you'll just explode.
I'll just be like, for every time you don't wipe up the middle part, no more toilet paper for you.
Only toilet paper for me.
Yeah. What's the
I
magic password if you want toilet paper? You know what you have to do.
You know those things where it's like, send a picture of the clean house for the daily Wi-Fi password? Send a picture of the clean middle part of the sink for the toilet paper access. Would you live with us based on these rules? Let us know. Is Maggie being crazy about the middle part? Let us know. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Apologetically Me. Go follow us on social media, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Go listen to us wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. And join us again next Thursday for another episode. Bye.
Bye.